the establishment of the commission seems to have forgotten all about it. I think he must have been frustrated over the months. I hope this new Senate and with the amendment, which says any unpassed bill will now get attention immediately a new National Assembly comes into being. I hope we'll be able to complete it earlier. Mr. President, I am definitely sure we'll quickly sign this, because as a deputy governor in Bayelsa, I remember him going to Damatru to deliver a lecture on this desertification and the erosion problems in Nigeria, touching on the south and the east, north. Desertification really affects all Nigerians in various ways. Look at all about Nigeria, the whole country. Vegetation has been going down, not going up. So every state is affected. But there are 11 states which are seriously affected, and there are 2 states which are most seriously affected, as I said earlier, Borno and Yobe. So there are things like that. If that one becomes low and the commission is established and the federal government funds it, now at least those states, 11 states, will now have a second layer of federal government spending as opposed to the 5 layers of federal government spending in the Niger Delta area.
As a senator, have you ever been worried about security in the country, or security even around you as a senator?
I think I started getting worried about security immediately I left the university back in 1975. That is 36 years ago. Because now I was in the field, I was a civil servant back in Maiduguri. The civil war was over. Guns started spreading all over the place. People who are desperate started crimes, armed crimes, and so on and so forth. And since then I've been worried, because a lot of efforts have been made to ensure that we are all secure. But as we all know, things are getting better, or getting worse, not any better. So I am worried. I have always been worried. And I believe I'll continue to be worried for some time. Now, one of the major problems of difficulty in combating crime in Nigeria is this thing I just talked about earlier. 5% of Nigerians cornering 95% of resources of this country. That is this injustice in the system. And for as long as that injustice continues to be high, crime will only continue to shoot up.
That's correct.
So we have to really make Nigerians fairly happy. We have to solve Nigerian problems so that people don't become desperate. A desperate person can do anything to survive. So security has been a problem. It is a problem. It will continue to be a problem. And the best and the most realistic way of solving security problem is not through shooting, jailing, dialogue. Well, dialogue, no, through justice. The society has to be just by giving everybody what is due. The Nigerian resources belong to all Nigerians. Why should 5% of the population control 95% of the resources? Unless a solution to found to that gradually through some of the reasons I've given, and I'm sure those reasons I gave are not exhaustive.
Yes.
That's the only way you can ensure a fair, secure, just, happy country and happy people.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Yes.
Well, this is the slogan that we have been using. As you mentioned, the crime issue, I want to go into the national minimum wage of 18,000.
Yeah.
And I have been speaking to a lot of people. In fact, a lot of people have been talking about the police force, for example, that their salary should be increased.
Yeah.
Not just to that 18, but something like 70,000 naira a month. This is based on information that I'm getting.
Yes.
In order maybe to impact on their life, and hopefully that might help reduce the negative stories people hear about the Nigerian police.
That is very true. While we are struggling to reduce our allowances and salaries and that of the executive, we are also in support of increasing the salaries and allowances of the people at the lowest level of government, including the police you talked about. I totally agree with the need. I'm sure the policemen definitely are going to get more than a minimum of 18,000 naira. Even now, I believe they are getting higher than people of the same level in government. I'm sure all of them will benefit from this minimum wages thing we're talking about. Because once the minimum wages on ground, various levels of government right to the top will get some certain increases here and there. The only people who should not and who will not, and we have accepted that, are the legislators and high-profile members of the executive government, the president and his deputy, vice president, governors, ministers, and the rest of them. Their salaries and allowances should be slashed. I totally agree with you on that point.
Well, I've been speaking to Senator BUKAR IBRAHIM, as I said, now a two-time senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As we begin to round up, I want to pick on the issue of cross-carpeting. For example, we just had in Imo State, whereby a speaker and a deputy, after being elected as a speaker and a deputy, they come from PDP to ABBA.
Oh, really?
The electorate, I believe, did not vote for a particular party. They voted for a person in that party. Will you not agree that this looked like a daylight robbery? And where did we put that free and fair election? Because we didn't elect those people under that. Shouldn't cross-carpeting be totally outlawed?
I think, Alistair,
or a by-election call.
Yeah, the issue of electing people into positions in Nigeria is a mixture of the two. Partly it is the party people elect, and partly it is the individual they elect. So it's very difficult to draw a fine line between the party and the individual. But I totally agree with you that cross-carpeting is immoral. Here you are, Mr. A, you contested for an election in a particular area under a particular party and people elected you, and then tomorrow, without consulting the people, without the people agreeing with you, you move to somewhere else just for greener pasture or for your own convenience. It's immoral. But unfortunately, when recently we amended the
Constitution.
No, the electoral law.
Yeah.
Your position was not accepted. We should have outlawed it. And I strongly believe we should still continue to amend the laws, including the electoral laws, so that we really put a stop to this immoral behavior, immoral action, because they are definitely cheating the people. People in Imo did not elect ABBA. They elected them as PDP.
Yes.
And now they have not consulted anybody.
No.
There was not a decision by the people in those constituencies. They just moved somewhere else for their own convenience or for the greener pastures or whatever. It's immoral. I think we should try and outlaw it. I totally agree with you.
Outlawing the election as well. From the diaspora view, when you're a governor, you have visited your citizens outside the country to engage them.
Several times.
Some people were disfranchised in being able to vote.
Yeah.
But the president, which means the president under the PDP before the election, kind of make a presentation that he would like to see that happen. But the crunch is well live on the table of the senators. As a member of the Senate and the man that have engaged the diaspora, what kind of support can we, the diasporan?
Senator BUKAR IBRAHIM, as you rightly said, have been in touch with Nigerians and diaspora all over the world. As a commissioner, as a former governor, as a senator, I've been in touch. And I fully support that those in diaspora should be allowed to participate in the electoral process, just like it is happening in so many countries of the world. But we still don't have that law. We need to legislate over this issue so that the 15 million Nigerians in diaspora should also be part of the electoral process. I am in total agreement. But so far, this issue has not been seriously considered by the National Assembly in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and now the seventh Senate is ahead of us. I hope we'll do something about this in the seventh Senate. I'm in support.
And your final word to everybody watching you, well, the Nigerians here, the Nigerians out there.
Well, let me thank all Nigerians who are watching me. I am Senator BUKAR IBRAHIM, representing Yobe East Senatorial District. It's just been returned for the second time to the Senate. Let me inform Nigerians in Nigeria and the diaspora that that project is not dead. It's only stalled for some time. I still have my presidential ambition. So I'm sure they'll be seeing more and more of me, hearing more and more of me.
Thank you very much. I have been speaking to Senator BUKAR ABBA, as we said, former 3-time governor of Yobe State and now 2-time senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As he said, there are a lot of aspirations. The best thing is, what do we do collectively to positively impart on our community, on our nation? Until next time, have a good day. Goodbye.
That's right, Arista. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you
for giving the opportunity to speak my mind and speak to Nigerians, both in Nigeria and in diaspora. Thank you.
Thank you.